Hi everyone, it is your best friend Chef Tom Smallwood here in New York City. Happy Pride. And as your Left of Str8 food correspondent, I just want to take this time to maybe also bring in a friend of mine. You may or may not have seen him in Spring Baking Championship Season 9. Unlike when I was on my season, he actually won. So please let me introduce Luke Deardurff. Blam!
Hello, hello.
And look, we're wearing the aprons from the show. This was my apron from the show, and then actually a friend bought me this one, but this is...
But I walked in and I was like, no, I'm pink.
Okay, so you won your season.
I did. It was really fantastic.
And it's a fresh win, because it was just announced like last month. Did you get the money?
I got the money, and I have spent the money.
Now,
like I said on the show, it was paying off debt. So it feels very nice to finally just be like debt-free or mostly debt-free.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a huge breath of fresh air.
See, I would get veneers. I would get a new job.
a little
tuck. Okay, wait. So now that you've won, you're starting your own business, yeah?
I am starting my own business.
Okay, tell the viewers at home.
All right, so I am starting High-End Bakery Edibles. It is going to be a luxury espresso lounge in New York City that does both normal, non-infused patisserie, but we're also going to have a line of THC-infused items. Very low THC milligrams, small dosage, allows you to just kind of like enjoy and float and not be like super crazy high and just still functioning in your day. You know, a little wake and bake moment on the highest level.
That's actually pretty good because I'm not that much of a partaker in the weed, so I think that would probably be a little bit more on my speed.
Well, I started it because I'm married to somebody that can smoke me under the table, and a lot of my friends can smoke and be fine. I am a one-hit wonder. I'm just like catatonic on a couch. So I was like, I started baking a long time ago so that I could still partake and bring that element to my friends, but have more control over the situation. And I've gotten really good at it. So.
Yeah, I would hope so. You're starting a business.
Yes.
Okay, wait, while we're talking, because as we're chefs, we're supposed to be doing something while we're like talking, like, right? We're in aprons. So I made these really cute little heart sugar cookies. I'll include the recipe in the description of the video. And then I made a really quick and easy royal icing recipe. This is the go-to. It's honestly 4 ingredients. It's powdered sugar, egg whites, lemon juice, and a touch of vanilla. And then you can just play with your texture by just adding a little bit more powdered sugar or a little bit of water, depending if you're like drawing the outline or if you're flooding. And that's a whole nother technique. Are you good at flooding cookies?
Sorry, it's Gay Pride. I had to edit myself.
Well, you know where his mind was. Okay, so while you have to, here's some white, and then there's different colors. If you want to take some of this, and then you can color it.
Great.
Okay, so Luke, how long have you been a pastry chef?
I moved to New York City in 2005. August 19th of 2005. I got my first kitchen job in 2006, so.
I graduated high school in 2007. Sorry.
Wait, where are my pearls?
Where are my pearls? Okay, so wait, and where'd you move from again?
I'm from Ohio.
Oh,
okay. I grew up in Columbus, in Worthington. Actually, Left of Str8 is also in Ohio.
Yeah, Scott.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have something to stir this with?
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Oh, it's so cute.
So what was your first pastry job?
Well, I actually started in savory. I just knew I wanted to be in a kitchen, and so I got a kitchen job at a brasserie on the Upper West Side. Worked in garde manger, worked my way up the line, and then, but the whole time I was like watching the pastry station.
Okay, wait, for people at home that don't know, what is garde manger?
So garde manger is the person or station that is responsible for all of the cold dishes. So salads. Cold appetizers, your steak tartares, tuna tartares.
So are you the reason why shrimp cocktail is now $20 for 6 shrimp? He's like, you know what? Ice is not cheap.
Well, it's because the machines break down all the time.
Oh, that's valid. Okay, so you start in savory. That's cute.
Yeah.
And then just, take your, here's a little baby scissor.
So cute.
Obviously you moved here in 2005. It was a little bit of a different climate than it is now. Being that it is Pride, do you ever kind of experience any issues or problems as a gay individual in a very kind of, especially in the savory department, can be sometimes a really toxic environment? Not gonna lie.
Yeah. The savory, you know what, in kitchens in general, especially old school kitchens in New York, there is always a lot of horsing around and like, there's a lot of joking as to
inappropriate.
Yeah, you can't get away with what you used to in the kitchens, and I'm not saying that you should be able to. It's just you used to know the source and the people, and it's like we all make jokes and we all have fun, and you would know the one that wasn't joking. And it was very important to know the difference. But in general, in 18 years in New York City kitchens, I've only really had to call one person out.
That's good. So that's actually
it's been really good. I've had a really pleasant experience. I've heard a lot of horror stories, and none of them were mine. So.
I'll tell you, one of mine was that I was a busboy at a seafood restaurant out on Long Island, and the chef didn't think I knew Spanish, and he kept telling the waitresses to do something extremely inappropriate in Spanish. So to which I had to tell the GM and management about it, and then I became the most hated busboy in the restaurant.
See, that's when I would have just responded to them in Spanish and let them know that I heard every single word.
Yeah. I mean, he got away with it. He was a horrible person. But anyway. Wait, so when did you go into pastry?
So the same time I was working at the brasserie, I was also lucky enough to do a work-study program for the Institute of Culinary Education.
Okay.
They no longer have the program, but I was able to pay off my tuition by working full-time for the school as well.
Oh, wow.
So I was kind of...
So it was like a work study.
Yeah, so I was working about 32 plus hours a week for the school, plus I was working like 40 hours a week for the restaurant. So yeah.
So you were legit hustling.
I was hustling, but it was also in the infancy of me being a chef, so everything was exciting. It was like I was also 21, so I had a lot more energy than I do now.
It's really easy to do insane hours when you're younger, and then I feel like you hit 30 and you're like, if you make me work more than 10 hours in a shift, I'm gonna jump out of the window. That's how I feel right now, honestly.
I'm torn, because sometimes I'm just like, you know what, I do have a mindset of I'm just gonna work until the job's done. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of kids coming into culinary and pastry nowadays that are like, my 8 hours, they're like, my 8 hours is done, I'm out, which there is something to be honored with that, know your boundaries, but at the same time, nobody ever promised you that you were going to make money in this industry.
I think there's a time. I think there's a time and a place for that, because when it's holidays, you just put your head down and get everything done.
Yes.
There is not enough time in the day. There's not enough arms in your staff. There's not enough hands. You just kind of have to do it. But when it's when they do that mentality of oh yeah, I'm out, I'm just like,
yeah, no,
I have to do it.
There's a fine line, because you still want that work-life balance is very important for your staff. I've
100%.
always told. I'm gonna need another pastry bag because I just cut the tip of that one.
Oh yeah, of course.
I've always told my cooks, like, pick up catering gigs, pick up private chef gigs.
Catering gigs pay so well.
So well. But I'm like, you know, I want you to be obviously like paying attention to what you're doing for me and how much, like, you know, pay attention to the work that needs to be done here, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna pay you hourly, I'm gonna pay you one rate, but if you can get a custom cake order, take it.
Yeah.
Also, it starts to teach you how to run yourself as a company.
Yeah.
No food cost. It's some of the culinary schools don't do a good enough job of teaching you that part.
No.
It's like here's technique, here's the groundwork, which is fair, and then it's up to you to learn the rest. So, like anything, you get what you put into it.
I think a lot of people, if you're thinking about a career switch, which I was a career switcher.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. I worked in finance for 4 years.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I have a degree in stuff. I've been like kind of smart.
Degree in stuff.
I'm like kind of smart or something. No, you know, you have to go in it because you love it. The money will follow you at some point in time. But I worked 3 jobs to pay, like, to make ends meet because you don't make a lot of money in the beginning. You're making minimum wage, maybe more, but you gotta really love your work. And I think everyone in the pastry, if you survive more than 2 years in the pastry world, then you love your work and it's worth doing. Okay, so you did the work study, you worked an insane amount of hours. What was your first pastry job in New York City?
First pastry job was for Pichet Ong.
Okay.
He had a bakery and a restaurant side by side. So the restaurant was called Pong and the bakery was called Batch. And we were doing, he did like really cool sweet and savory. It was like at the kind of the tail end of the sweet and savory fusion restaurants. Okay. He was one of the guys that was like really big in that. So I kind of caught the tail end of it. I'm glad I got to experience it before it closed. But it was like, we did escargot with vanilla bean and tapioca, and it was really just like me and pastry and this girl Emeka on savory. So if she wasn't there, then I had to cure the Arctic char, and it was like, thank God I had some savory background because I actually knew what to do. But then when I wasn't there, I'd have to like make sure everything was prepped, and I was doing all the cookie doughs and muffins and batters for the bakery next door. So it was a great kind of first experience. Yeah. And then I worked at Pure Food and Wine.
Cool.
You know, the bad vegan. But that was like, okay, take everything that you know, everything that you learned in school, now throw it out the door. You're not allowed to use butter, no dairy, can't cook anything above 110 degrees.
Oh God, I can't. I'm sorry. A lot of us are French trained, but butter belongs in everything. That's what makes pastry good. Why are you gonna take it away from me? Okay, so we're just flooding. So I just flooded mine. He's flooding his with a little pink. Oh, we're literally making trans cookies. We just need a white one, and then we have the trans flag. Right?
Is it?
It's
like a purple.
Oh, there's a purple. Well, it's fine. Okay, what are your Pride plans in New York City? What are you doing? Anything fun?
Oh, Friday I am doing Ladyland.
Okay.
So, that should be a mess. I mean, that should be interesting. I'm actually really excited about that.
Are you going to go to the parade at all?
Sunday doing brunch and like a couple blocks from the parade, so be able to like pop in and out.
Cute. I mean, are you really a gay if you don't brunch?
No. Are you a gay if you don't go to the parade? Yes, that's fine.
Yes, that's fine. I did the...
I'm a gay of a certain age.
Yeah. Oh my God, right.
I've done it. You should do it at least once.
I did the
and
Queer
then find
Liberation.
some place nearby.
I did the Queer Liberation March a few times.
Okay.
Which was like where we met down near Wall Street, and then we were like, because that was when the parade wasn't happening during COVID.
Okay.
So like that was the parade, which was like us marching for rights because they're in danger all the time.
seriously. The fight is not over. Grab it in the bag.
Yeah. I think there should be another one. Do you need white? What other? Yeah. Take that. No, it's fine. Okay. So, what is the
flash forward and that'd be dry?
I know, right? I'm gonna like do a swirl technique or whatever. Because honestly, when you flood the cookie, it takes maybe 12 hours at room temp for that to harden.
Yeah, you're not piping on top of this. This is tomorrow's work.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna like swirl it and make it cute, but. So what's the timeline?
Well, if you're doing white, then I'll steal that after you.
Yeah. Okay.
Instead of putting another one in here.
What's the timeline of your place? When should we expect to see it open?
So this past Saturday was literally my last day at my day job. I was working at a bakery to just kind of, I've worked restaurant pastry for 18 years. So going into owning my own bakery, I figured I should probably work in one.
That's a valid idea. I think that makes a lot of sense.
So I picked up a job at one of the busiest bakeries in the city, and had a really amazing experience actually. So
that's great. That's all you can expect.
Yeah, I learned a lot, and I'm ready to take that. So right now I'm finishing up my angel round. I should have money in the bank in the next 2 weeks, and then that will secure all of my licensing and all my legal fees, and then springtime of next year we should be open. So we're gonna start looking at properties and see what all the fun toys and equipment that I get to buy.
Oh my god, get a pasta chef.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They're revolutionary.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't know what a pasta chef is, they're so nice.
They're so nice, and I love that my business partners have tech backgrounds.
Oh,
so
cool.
whenever I'm like, I want this like crazy machine, they're like, how many hours of labor will it save us? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I can hire more people that at a higher rate that have more skill. Load that with people that need training.
Yeah.
If I have machines that can handle a lot of the labor.
Yeah.
So,
like a pasta chef basically is a cooking kettle with a self-turning paddle.
it cooks it and stirs it so it doesn't scorch. Then once it hits temperature, you can hit a button and it'll cool it down. You can go ice cream from base to anglaise to chill an actual ice cream all in one machine. It's not the best one for ice cream because that'd be kind of.
It could.
I'm just picturing how it comes out the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
Mine's set up a little bit hard, so now I'm going back over it. Yeah, so that's actually like a really good point. Is a lot of it in the pastry industry, like the fine-tune work is done by like skilled labor, but then if you have like a cookie dough machine, you're just saving hours and hours of labor of just the cookie machine making the pucks, which is really revolutionizing how pastry's made and how we can mass produce for everyone, because everyone is consuming more than you can make.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like all of the any machine that you can get to do that. Like nobody's making laminated doughs by hand. Everybody's using a dough sheeter.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. No. I will not roll out croissants. I will not roll out croissants by hand anymore.
When I was in culinary school, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I love it. I bought this like 4-inch thick wood top. Mind you, I lived in a 6th floor walk-up. I brought this whole giant wood table up to my apartment so that I could make laminated doughs. My neighbors underneath me hated me.
Because you have to like pound
out all the butter.
Tempering
Actually,
the butter.
they ended up loving me because they made tamales and sold them on the corners every Sunday. So I would trade them pastries for tamales.
Hey, that's a good trade.
It's a pure New York City moment and one of my favorite memories. I gave them, when I moved out, I was like, I am not carrying all this shit down 6 flights of stairs. So I knocked on their door. I was like, anything you want is yours. They took like a bookshelf, the AC.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. I love when you get to actually know your New York City neighbors. It's very rare. Okay, well, oh, you're doing a little zigzag pattern?
I'll put a little rainbow flag in there as the colors come out.
Cute. I like it.
All right.
Okay.
You guys make detail.
I think, what else? What's one of your favorite pastries to make right now?
I mean, in general, one of my favorite things to make is ice cream. It's just, I love how easy it is to introduce new flavors. And then even just like as a vanilla, how you can introduce different textures and everything. It's just, it's childhood, it's nostalgic.
No,
but
it's true, because that cream, you can soak in a lot of different things. You can use the same ice cream base and just change it like 100 different ways, which is great. Is there a good ice cream spot in New York City that you've...
You know, Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory?
I've never been.
It's in Dumbo. Beautiful view because you're right underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
The texture is so smooth.
Ooh.
And like their cookies and cream, their Oreo one, it's almost gray because they literally just like throw all the Oreos in and still grind it. They probably churn it with the Oreos in it.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's my favorite one. But like the texture is what really got it. And there's a Van Leeuwen's right across the street, which has always been really good.
Yeah, it's a staple.
It's a staple. But the last time I went over and I went ahead and did a side-by-side and it's like...
And I worked at a previous location at the company that you used to work for, and we had this cold brew soft serve that I could eat by the bucket.
Oh my god, coffee flavored ice creams and creams. I mean, I'm a coffee fiend anyway.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But yeah, cold brew. I miss that. Okay, I mean, I think I'm done with my cookie. Are you still
I'm not
decorating?
done. I'm still decorating.
Okay.
I just want a little pink.
Where do you live in the city?
I'm in the Bronx.
The Bronx.
We're in
We're in Hell's Kitchen right now. In my little kitchen.
You know, all I got was my own little corner and my own little chair.
He's gay, everyone.
Yeah. Also, Brandy. Hello.
Also, Brandy. Yes. I think that's all I got. Got a question for me?
What you doing later? No.
What
are you doing for Pride?
Oh, I'm probably going to a brunch.
Okay.
On Sunday. I like to go to the parade at least one. Like just say I saw it, get a picture with a flag.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, that's something like be strategic about where.
Oh
so,
my god, yeah. You can go to the parade and get lost because all the police tape and all the you can't get anywhere.
No. So I did 8th Avenue, Chelsea Restaurante.
Oh, cute. Okay.
So I was like, it's far enough away from the train and I can probably access it from 8th Avenue rather than having to cross 7th Avenue. Yeah. These are the things you have to think about. Otherwise, your friends are going to be on one side of the parade, you're going to be on the other side of the parade.
And you can't cross the street. Yeah, that's true.
You will get trampled by a 7-foot tall drag queen.
And you deserve that. Okay, guys. Thank Luke for joining us. The winner of season 9. I was a semi-finalist.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.